Hello and welcome to Real Food. Today I'm joined by a friend for many years, CHS consultant and executive chef for Cunard Cruise Lines, Chef Jean-Marie Zimmerman, who comes to us from France. And thanks so much for being with us.
Well, thank you very much.
Good to have you back.
Nice to see you as well.
Tell us about, first of all, your history. I mean, you have two beautiful restaurants, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I have two restaurants in France. I got La Jabotière, which is a gastronomic restaurant. And then I have a place called Face à New York, which is facing New York.
It faces New York, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's very nice. And the concept is American food there. So we're doing fantastic burgers, the ribs, etc. So the two concepts are, you know, they marry themselves.
It's interesting. And now if people go on tours to France, you know, obviously they stop in Paris, no doubt. Can they get to your restaurant?
Well, absolutely, yeah. It takes about 5 hours by car from Paris. So every weekend, people actually come down.
They come,
you know?
Isn't it beautiful? And it's so beautiful because it's right there on
Well, yeah, that's right. It's on the ocean, actually. You know, our restaurants are right sitting on the beach, which is really unique, yeah, in terms of the view and everything. Yeah.
And then now you're working with CHS, which this is a crazy thing, too. There's 6 hospitals, 3 nursing homes. I mean, you wouldn't think that you would have an executive chef from France coordinating the food for all of this, but yet we do, and there's a great value to that. It's not just about elegant food, but it's about nutritious food for healing, right?
Well, very much so. You know, today, I mean, I've been working very much with the dietitians, you know, making sure that our patients have everything they need in terms of minerals, vitamins. So there's a colorful plate we're actually giving to our patients.
Yeah.
You know, because otherwise they never come out of hospital, you know.
Sure.
I mean, they have to really get the energy and whatever they need.
Now, you're going to demonstrate a healthy dish for us today, right?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Now, now I don't mean to insult your culinary, but it looks a little American to me.
Well, you know what? Over the years, I've become quite a little bit American
you have been,
because of my Face à New York in France and everything else. And I love food like that. You know, this gastronomic eating. I go to a restaurant like that. You sit 3 hours and all that. But it's boring for me now. I like to cook the brasserie food, the quick food. You know, a bit like what you get here around America, which is very tasty and healthy in matter of fact.
And there's lots of healthy ways to have steak and potatoes, right?
Well, absolutely. Today, what I'm doing here is a strip loin, but I'm going to make a steak dine, which is an old classic.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, but I'm going to revise it through my own interpretation.
Oh, good.
So I'm going to make it with roasted shallot, asparagus, and then I'm going to make a mashed potato from baked potatoes or jacket potatoes, whatever you call it.
Wow,
you know?
wow.
Yeah, and we're going to scoop it out, make a mashed potato. We're going to sear the sirloin steak, make a nice sauce, and then roasted shallots, the asparagus, and then we're going to make a béarnaise sauce.
Oh, this is not... So we've left America. This is going to be delicious.
Okay, that's a little touch of the French.
I love that, though. Well, where do we start? How do we start?
Well, okay, well, the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to make the mashed potato. So I'm going to use the baked potato and put them in the oven.
So that's what you do. You put potatoes in the oven. Go ahead, you can do that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, while you're doing that, what's the good temperature for those? What would you say?
Well, about 325 for about 2 hours because they're very big.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
and then reduced after 1 hour to about 180.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I noticed you had a little salt on the outside
Well,
of it.
honestly, I have put little salt, but really, make it very simple. If you want to do it, because really the flavor is going to come from the inside. Yeah?
Okay, so that's fine.
So you don't have to do very much with it.
Okay.
But you can put salt and pepper and oil, and you can wrap them also in aluminium foil if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah?
And kind of bake them that way.
Yeah.
All right, so now what? What do we do?
Well, first of all, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the béarnaise sauce.
Okay.
So for the béarnaise sauce, I'm going to take a little bit of fresh tarragon, which is a lovely herb.
I was just going to say, let me have a smell. I love the smell. Oh, yeah.
It's nice,
I'm
isn't it?
throwing that right over your shoulder.
Yeah.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So this is my way of making a béarnaise, and it's very fast. So I'm going to actually, even the flowers here, you
now,
see.
how did you learn this? I mean, did you just learn this in school?
Well, you know, as you get older, you get smarter with cooking. You learn it at school, but it's a little bit different. We get quicker and smarter. So I chop the tarragon, as you can see here, because what's going to actually happen here, normally when you make a béarnaise sauce, people make what we call a reduction with tarragon, white wine, and a little bit vinegar.
Yes.
But they leave it whole, and shallots, and they leave it whole in the, as you will see, and they reduce that stock. But then they strain it. Well, I don't strain it. I leave it all in because I like the texture.
Yes, that's nice too.
Yeah.
Sure. So the tarragon goes into just a.
Tarragon goes in. We're going to put a little bit of vinegar.
So, and it's a white wine vinegar?
Yeah, wine vinegar. You can use red wine vinegar otherwise as well. Well, a little white wine.
A little white wine.
And you make that reduction here. We're going to reduce that. and we're going to add a little bit of a chopped shallots.
Now, shallots, for people who may be watching, they don't know the difference between a shallot and an onion.
Well, you know, if I want to make it very simple, a shallot is a lot stronger, is a lot sweeter. He has altogether he brings a different flavor to things. So it's very strong. Onions are less strong, but we love shallots in France.
Oh yeah, and they're very available in the United States.
Exactly.
Now too.
So I'm just going to. These are not my knives, so I have to see which side is.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
They might not be the best
so we're
knives,
just going to chop the shallot.
And the other thing, even though you're an executive chef, you still cook all the time, right? I mean, you're a hands-on kind of person, right?
I tell you what, we have so much pressure in what we do that cooking is actually totally relaxing you.
Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, for me, to
it
be
really
honest
is.
with you, even as a non-professional chef, I find it very relaxing too. I love to cook.
No, it is so. Me, when I have 5 minutes, I cook because I forget everything else.
It's great, right? It's a great thing.
Which is nice.
How about at your restaurant? Do you ever get a chance
I put
to
the shallots.
That's beautiful.
And I reduce it. Now,
do you still get a chance to cook at your restaurant, or not so much?
I cook every day in my restaurant.
You cook every day, really?
Every day,
That's
every
wonderful.
day. So what we're going to do here, we're going to separate the eggs.
So 3 eggs you got here, right?
Yeah, I think, I'm going to make a little bit more. It's always handy. I mean, depends how many people you want to cook for. But I'm doing 3 eggs, which would do you 3 steaks.
Okay.
Okay. But you need to start with 3 eggs, otherwise you can't get the eggs to become a sabayon. You know, sort of, they need to firm up.
Yes,
and one might coagulate too quickly and become scrambled eggs. So you have to be careful about that.
So you're careful. And again, you know, in our stores now, there are envelopes you can buy that is béarnaise sauce, but you certainly don't recommend that. I mean, this is not that hard to do. People can do this at home, right?
Well, absolutely. You will see it's very fast.
And in a lot of food service, that's exactly what they do. They just mix powder, and that becomes the béarnaise sauce, right?
Yeah, but it's processed. It's not very nice.
Exactly.
I mean, in terms of flavor, it's not the same at all.
No. And this is from scratch.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. All right, so we have the eggs that we've just separated. You put the yolks in.
Well, I just separated the yolks, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to add a little bit more white wine.
So a little white wine.
Well, actually, we can put it all. I would say about 1, 2, 3
tablespoons.
soup spoons, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then we're going to add a little touch of vinegar here. Again, sorry, I go back on the spoon.
Now, I guess the vinegar sort of helps to almost cook the egg a little
well,
bit, right?
That's right, yeah. He gives it a little punch, and he helps it cooking as well. That's right. Okay, here we are. You see the reduction is there.
And the reduction is
so it's ready.
Yeah, that's
We're going to put it in the egg.
Interesting, yeah. And then you stir, so I mean, that doesn't...
So now everything is in it, you see?
It doesn't cook the yolk, though, necessarily, huh?
No, it won't, no.
That's great. Interesting. Now, who taught you to cook? Jean-Marie, was it your mom?
To be honest, it's actually I've been adopted, and he was my grandmother.
Wow,
on my mother's side.
Isn't that something?
And she was a great cook.
Really, huh?
Yeah. And she always wanted me to become a chef.
Become a chef? All right, well, we're with Chef Jean-Marie Zimmerman. He'll be back. We're doing a lot more here. We have steaks, béarnaise sauce, potatoes in the oven. Lots more to go. Stick around. More real food to come. Welcome back to Real Food. Look at this béarnaise sauce. My Lord, this is beautiful, huh?
You like it?
Oh, it smells so wonderful, too.
Well, that's it.
I can't wait to actually... Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Huh? Yeah.
Really
and
nice.
It's very simple to make, isn't it?
But the lemon comes right through and brings all of the tarragon, everything.
Everything, all the herbs, the flavors, and so forth. Good. Well, I'm going to make the mashed potato. I'm going to get my
the potatoes out.
Yeah. Right.
So, and we're also working with some asparagus today, too, which I love asparagus. I think it's absolutely wonderful. And we use thin asparagus versus the thick asparagus, right?
Yeah, that's right. Because what I'm going to do, I don't think I'm going to bother even cook them in the water. I'm going to go straight into the pan and roast them.
Oh, roast them. Okay,
yeah, just roast them with the shallots. So here we are. See, we got, they're hot.
So the potatoes have been in the oven.
Yeah, they've been in the oven,
they got nice and soft.
That's right. You make sure that they're cooked in the middle, all right? So that's a nice way to make mashed potato. And I'll tell you why. When you cook potatoes in the water, you have to dry them after because they get, and that way you got no water. They're very dry. The texture is very dry. Ooh, yeah, I better take the cloth, yeah. Yeah, and you scoop it out.
And this is pretty easy to do. I mean, this is...
you just scoop it out. Very easy to do.
And let me just say this, at our hospitals, this is exactly how we're making mashed potatoes.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, we do that, yeah.
My mother has trouble chewing, you know, so most of her meals come with mashed potatoes, and they are real mashed potatoes. These are
well,
not
that's
made,
right.
you know.
No, we use these American potatoes, which are called Idaho.
Idaho potatoes,
you know, and they're very good for mashed potato.
Yep.
So, you know, you can do that at home very easily on a weekend.
Sure.
You bake your potato. Now, this is very healthy, the skin as well.
The skin itself.
Yeah. You can eat it, you know. I mean, I love this with sour cream.
I love the skin too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, you know. It's beautiful to eat. So you can make this as an appetizer. You roll it in a bit of flour. You pan fry it or in the fryer, whichever way. You have dips with it.
Yes.
And after you use that for mashed potato. So.
Yeah, very nice. I like it very much, the skins.
Oh, great.
Although sour cream, Jean-Marie, I could eat anything with sour cream.
Oh, me too.
I could make you eat your watch with sour cream.
I know, I love it too. All this good. So I'm not going to make too much because we're just doing it for one.
Right, for a serving, yeah.
Right, okay.
So there we have it. So the mashed potatoes.
So now, that's right. Now, what we do, we crush it. I don't have a crusher here, but there are these crushers you can get in stores, which are very easy. All kinds of fancy. You just crush you.
Now, you wouldn't necessarily try to rice this, right?
Well, you can do.
You can do. Yeah.
You know, you can do. It's whichever. You can have it very, very crushed, very fine, or you can leave it a little bit rough. I'm going to leave it a little bit rough
and it's
today.
and it's a little rustic too because you have a little skin is in there, but that's okay, right?
You know. It's very rustic, and the little skin is very good because it's fiber, it's healthy, you know, it's no problem. I'm going to add a little bit butter.
So a little butter goes in.
That's up to you how much you want to put. I love lots of butter.
Of course, well, it makes sense.
Okay, but you don't have to put it in if you don't want to.
You
can use olive oil.
Unsalted or salted?
Well, I use salted for cooking, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, for pastry we use unsalted, yeah. Okay, so now you can make it with butter or you can make it with olive oil if you want to be more healthy.
Okay, sure.
I mean, now healthy, butter is healthy too, isn't it?
Of course, well, it all is in moderation.
It's all in moderation.
Sure, it's
right, so you see I mix the butter and now what I do, I put some boiled milk into it.
Okay.
Okay, which makes it a little bit lighter. And I mix it.
Yeah, that looks wonderful.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And I mean, it's really, in many ways, it's that simple, right? It's not a complicated thing.
Look how beautiful
and that's just about ready for serving, right?
Yeah. That's
all right, we'll leave that on the side, and we'll do the next.
Right, so now.
We're moving toward, well, we have asparagus and steak to go, right?
So exactly. So we're going to go with,
you want me to take this part
I think I take that off now.
Okay, you got it?
I'll put that one here.
Yeah, that's a good idea, sure. So now we have asparagus and steak to do.
Asparagus and steak.
Now, there's a lot of debate about steak. You know, the best cut, what's the right kind, what should we get? You know, a filet, what's the best?
Well, you know, I mean, first of all, I believe that meat, and you're very good in America for that, you're aging meat.
Yeah.
How do you tell if it's been aged or not?
Yeah.
It's the firmness of the steak.
Really?
Yeah, when it's not aged, you can actually really roll the meat very easily. And when it's aged, it gets firmer. Okay. So what they do, they dry the beef, you know, in temperature, and they leave it to go green.
Wow.
Yeah, for about 35 days sometimes,
wow,
okay?
Wow.
And then when they take it out, you lose about 20% on cutting all the mold away from the beef, right? And but the steak is very tender.
And it darkens up a little bit, and this is a little bit,
that's right.
Because of that.
It's still a little bit fresh. I would have aged this a little bit more.
Sure.
Right, so the first thing I'm going to start, first of all, is doing the asparagus with the shallots.
Okay.
So I'm going to, first of all, slice the shallots.
While you're doing shallots, I'm just going to mention once again, Chef Jean-Marie is also working with us at Catholic Health Services, which is an amazing gift if you think about it, because again, when your loved one's in the hospital, it means so much to know that they're able to eat delicious food and wonderful food, and food that's prepared, by the way, per order, per person.
Well,
so this is not something that you're just taking out of and putting in a microwave, right?
Well, this is the interesting things about Catholic Health Service, you know. We actually cooking like a restaurant.
Right.
Because of our room service system, you know, we don't get everybody ordering the same time. So we're actually cooking to order now. Everything is freshly cooked.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah. And to be honest, we're working with a lot less processed food than a lot of organizations do.
Sure, I can imagine. I can
We're
imagine.
working with good meat. We're working with fresh fish now.
Yeah.
And, you know, even fresh vegetables, depending. Sometimes we use frozen vegetables, but good quality. Huh?
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's terrific. And sometimes people will say to me, well, why does the Catholic Church even have hospitals, you know? But that's part of the healing mission of the church, the healing mission of Jesus, right? When he was here, you know, healing people, bringing God's healing to them. And that's what we're doing, too. It's not just the physical healing, and that's what Jean-Marie is very much into. It's the spiritual, but it's also that physical and mental and all of the things kind of coming together. And when you're eating well, you get that great sense when you're in the hospital. And I think that's, I've seen it so many times with people. I ask people all the time how they like the food whenever I'm in the hospital visiting them. And they, you know, they always tell me that it's delicious. So that's a good report.
Well, you know, you're absolutely right. You know, once you enter an hospital and when you work with the people there and you see how kind they are and everybody is focused on doing the best for the patients, you know, it really is a nice atmosphere,
Sure.
you know, and I love working in an organization like that, you know.
And you're cooking for the staff too, right? So the staff of the hospital, they have to eat too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for us, we're only as good as our people.
Sure.
So if you feed them well and they're happy, you get a performance.
Without a doubt, right. It all goes together.
Yeah.
It all goes together, which is very, very nice. So some shallots are going into a nice pan.
Yeah, look at that.
With some butter.
These are
and a
lovely
little olive
shallots.
oil.
Yeah. The shallot sliced, a little butter, a little olive oil. Okay. I'm going to put up the temperature a little bit here, if I get there.
And they're sizzling a little
And
bit
then
already.
they will sizzle, yeah. And then all we're going to do is roast the asparagus with it. So you can blanch them in water, in a bit salt water and then ice water to get the color out.
Sure.
But I don't do that. I just put them directly in.
So they're just raw,
yeah,
right?
for a weekend meal, that's perfect.
Okay,
you know.
sure. And these, you know, these are basically available everywhere now, right, asparagus?
Well, they are beautiful, you know. I mean, they take a long time to come. In America, because of our the diversity, you know,
Sure.
of it's very cosmopolitan. You can tap into anything. You probably get them the whole year. You know, we don't in France.
Oh,
You know,
no,
we're
really?
very seasonal.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is really, isn't it? So I'm going to cook the steak, a little bit of
Just a little
olive
bit of oil,
oil,
right? A little bit of butter.
bit of butter. While this is cooking, we're going to do the tomatoes.
These are beautiful vine-ripened tomatoes you have here, right?
Yeah. Oh, my God. I'm not used to this gas, so this is going... I'm going to start again. This is going a little bit fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once I know how this works. Yeah, it's a little bit hot.
So you're going to put a little olive oil. We'll just start with
Yeah, a
this
little bit
first.
olive
Little
oil.
olive oil, a little butter.
Yeah, a little butter. I'm going to put the butter at last because... now, where did I put my shallot? My steak.
Yes.
So I'm going to put the butter a little bit later because of the heat of the pan. I'm just going to wait a bit. Here we are.
That's good. So the steak goes in.
Yeah, steak goes in. So the important thing with the steak is getting the pan hot first, right?
So that it sears,
That's
right?
right. You want it seared. You want to get a caramelization to that. So have your pan hot, have your oil hot, right?
And don't move the steak around, right? Let's let it
Well,
be.
absolutely, because every time you move, you go cold, right? So it starts sticking. So you leave your steak on one side to you get the caramelization, and then you turn it. So
Somebody
once,
said to me
twice.
once that it actually releases easier from the pan once it's actually caramelized, right?
Absolutely, and this is a weakness which even chefs have.
Yes.
Because especially with fish, you notice it very quickly that if you move it too fast, it will actually stick.
Wow.
And you've got to get that cross on it before you move it. Yeah.
Okay, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
All right, well, Chef
Okay.
Jean-Marie is kind of trimming this up, getting this ready. He's making a little tomato now, too, with it. When we get back, we're going to be plating things. Get ready. More Real Food with Chef Jean-Marie Zimmerman from Catholic Health Services right after this. Welcome back to Real Food, everybody. Boy, we're with Chef Jean-Marie Zimmerman. The steak looks beautiful. I mean, it's just done so perfectly.
Oh yeah, no, it's perfect. Actually, this is medium, just the way I like it.
Oh, beautiful. And you can tell just by the feel, right?
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know
yeah,
right exactly
yeah.
what it's like.
Yeah, it's a matter of practice. It's very easy. There's a bit more resistance when it's medium, and when it's medium rare, it bounces more. You know,
Yeah,
you get that sort of feeling.
And it'll cook a little more just like that, too, right?
Yeah,
Just like that.
absolutely. Well, it's very important to actually rest meat. So what I do now, because the pores are sealed, everything else, now we let it rest for about 3-4 minutes, and it loosens up, and the blood, he absorbs the blood again.
Wow.
And it makes it very tender.
Very tender.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's now I'm going to make the sauce here.
Okay,
Sorry,
I'll step this aside for
away,
you.
yeah. Okay, we're going to make the sauce. So we're going to add I have to find the edge of that knife. It's funny how they make them now.
Yes, I know.
It's not my knife. So
it's called cheap.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that, huh?
Yeah, so...
And you never cut your thumb off there, do you?
No, but I have to... No, I don't cut myself. I'm normally no.
That's great. Look at that, huh? Beautiful.
So yeah, I like to cut the mushrooms very thin for that sauce, Diane.
And that only comes from years of practice. I'm sorry, there's no other way to say that.
Yeah, that's right.
There's only one way to do that.
But it's like my grandmother used to do it then.
She used to do it like that too, really?
Yeah, that's right. She was very fast with her knives.
And as a young boy, you must have been marveled at that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. Look at that.
That's right. Look, I like loads of mushroom on steak, Diane. I mean, for me, it's all about the mushroom.
Now, at your restaurant, do you serve this?
Well, I do sometimes because I change the menu very often.
And you do
you
seasonally change the menu, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Well, not seasonally. Seasonally, yes, but we change the menu every week.
Oh, every week?
Every week.
Wow,
Yes,
that's
every
a lot
week.
of change.
So I'm gonna add
Shallots?
chopped shallots, little garlic to the mushrooms. Okay, increase the heat. Now you want to just caramelize the mushrooms and the shallots a little bit, right? Okay, so here we are. You see the mushrooms have a little coloration.
Yes, they just come
now
down.
I just add the tomatoes.
So that were these beautiful vine-ripened tomatoes that you chopped?
That's right. Yeah, they wine up. I put them here in a place called now. Which one? Anyway, in a shop in America.
Yes.
It wasn't a farm. It was a shop. So sometimes they look very beautiful. They smell very nice, but they sprayed.
Yes.
So I'm not too sure.
It's hard to find
because it's really not the season at the moment for tomatoes. And so back home we don't use them.
And they're still required a season for tomatoes, right? You can't
Absolutely.
It's incredible. Like asparagus we can get year round. Tomatoes not the same.
No, it's not the same. You know, so you got to wait for the season. At the moment they're everywhere in the shops, but again, I think they're genetically, gone, and they spread.
Yeah.
But that's what we're working with at the moment.
Use what you got. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're almost near the point of plating,
well,
right?
That's great. We are point of plating. I'm just gonna.
So it's steak, Diane.
So I made a little beef stock here. Okay. In fact, I use beef. I roast bones and I make a stock with beef, and I reduce it to make a glass. Or sometimes I do it with chicken. And this one actually is chicken, to be honest. And beef and chicken work very well together.
Of course.
And you can see it's just a total meat glaze, which I made. So I just put a little bit for the flavor.
Yeah.
Now this is a long process, but you don't have to have that at your house, right?
And that'll be great, boy. That's going to be delicious. Just looks great. So where do you start with the plating?
Yeah. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to take the steak, which again. What you do, you can just reheat it a little bit
if you need to.
under your grill or on your pan. If you feel that it's a bit, the temperature isn't there, you can do that just for 2 seconds. Yeah?
Sure.
It won't hurt it. Yeah. Okay. So here we are. Now we're gonna put the beautiful sauce.
So that's incredible how that's...
Yeah. You see, I don't like too much sauce. I like it to be very much like a little ragu.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Here you can see it all comes together.
So the tomato got right into that stock.
Yeah,
it's
you
beautiful.
see?
Yeah.
Well, the juice you want, that's why I'm cooking it a little bit longer. Sorry if I take a little bit longer, but I want that juice from the tomato to go into the sauce to give that acidity. Huh?
That looks beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
So here we are. So I'm going to maybe just transfer that to a little bit, a dish here. That's it.
And again, all fresh ingredients, for you who are watching at home. And this is exactly what we're serving in our hospital. This is exactly what you're getting in a nursing home.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing thing. I'm over there a lot. My mom is in one of the Catholic nursing homes right now. And there's something very beautiful about watching these people savor their meal. And I see that. I'm with them every other day pretty much. And it's beautiful to watch that the meal is an important part of life in a nursing home. And it's a great, great gift. It's a beautiful gift. Look how nice that looks. Boy, that's terrific.
Oh, yeah, here. And it's a good marriage. It's a very good marriage.
It smells fantastic.
Look at that. You can put as many as you want. I mean, I love loads of it. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? A little bit more sauce there.
That's terrific.
Okay, look at that. Isn't it lovely? Now, here we are. We're now going to put these roasted shallots. Now, I have put little sugar, salt on it.
Yes.
And I'm just going to put a little bit of vinegar. Huh?
So just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, just to give it that bite, and a little bit more salt
Uh-huh.
for the sharpness. Huh?
Interesting.
Mix that well. Now, if you want to, you can use any type of vinegar. You can use a cider vinegar if you want, or a balsamic. Here I just got a white vinegar.
Right, just straight white,
yeah.
which is really a wonderful ingredient. It's a great ingredient.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, vinegar is
absolutely.
Underused a lot of times.
Exactly. So here, I love shallots, and asparagus, so I'm going to go over the top with this.
Oh, look at that.
A little bit, look at that.
Beautiful. Wow. That's terrific. And this is kind of a classic way, right, to serve this, right?
Yeah, as I said, steak dine is a classic, yeah, and you know, we just modernize it a little bit.
Yeah,
We put the veg and so forth, you know, and I think it's very sexy, isn't it?
Yes, beautiful.
Right. So now we're gonna take this lovely béarnaise sauce which we made.
And that holds up beautifully. And I guess if you make a little extra, it'll keep in the fridge a little bit?
Well, I'm going to put in a minute because, you know, I don't want to forget the mashed potato.
Yes, and they're over here.
Yeah, which are over here.
So if there's extra, Jean-Marie, will that keep the béarnaise sauce? Will
yeah, that can hold now. You can put it in the fridge, and tomorrow you bring it back to the heat.
And it's okay.
A little bit, you whisk it, and it comes back together.
Oh,
yeah?
okay, okay.
Yeah. So we're going to put a nice little bit of
oh boy, look at
mashed
that.
potato. Yeah,
Amazing.
I think that's about it. Huh? That's fine. And then the béarnaise sauce.
So nice. Wow, look how beautiful that is, huh? Just beautiful.
Isn't it rustic?
It's rustic, but so beautiful.
Right? That's
so
food.
beautiful. That's a
That's
beautiful,
what I like.
beautiful meal.
It's not nouvelle cuisine, but you want to eat it, no?
It's just beautiful, really. I can't wait to taste it. Thank you for being here today.
It's my pleasure.
Boy, it's always an honor to be with you. And you made special arrangements to stay in America longer to be here, and I appreciate it very much.
Right. Yeah, but I really
that.
enjoy coming here, and thank you very much.
Thank you
Monsignor.
too, my friend.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us. Let's end today with a little prayer for all of those who are sick, for all those who are hospitalized, that they'll know the healing presence of Jesus in their lives, and that they'll know the great glory of God's healing like we provide every day at Catholic Health Services. And so let us pray. Lord, you invite all who are burdened to come to you. Allow your healing hand to heal us. Touch those who are ill with compassion and love, and help us always to know that you are with us in the midst of suffering, in the midst of struggle, and that your deep healing touches our soul and our lives. And we ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. God bless everybody, and we'll see you next time on Real Food.